Good morning. How are you, sir?
Doing well.
So we just want to talk with you about this in general. It's a tough thing for people who are just trying to make their ends meet in general. And then you throw in something like this and more homes flooding this past go round. It doesn't matter if it's hurricane season because water doesn't care.
No question about it. It's devastating to the victims of flooding events, and that happen all over our state, in every corner of our state, leading me to send the message to property owners whenever I have the chance that the best insurance by any property owner can make anywhere in the state is the still significantly subsidized National Flood Insurance Program.
Now, when you say that it is subsidized, now what does it end up meaning for customers in terms of affordability?
Absolutely, and it doesn't have terribly large significance for the individual, but the fact is the cost of that coverage is below the actuarial indicated rate that should be charged for that coverage. It was a compromise with the last long-term reauthorization of the program. It expired, that reauthorization, 2 years ago, and is being extended in small increments for the past 2 years, and is up for a permanent or long-term reauthorization in September of this year. All of that doesn't affect the individual very much at all. It's just my point is just that it's so important to our state. We have benefited from that program more than any other state in America. Since 1978, we've collected almost $20 billion in flood claims, despite the fact that only 25% of the residences in our state have flood insurance. And the Lafayette area, Baton Rouge area were great examples back in 2016. Only 12 to 13% of those residences had flood insurance in place. From that experience, it doubled. It's now about 23, 24% of the residences, real close to the statewide average. But even the statewide average is woefully inadequate for the coverage that we need for our properties, both commercial and residential in Louisiana.
If somebody's hearing this right now, where do they go? Their local insurance agent, to FEMA? What do they do to find out more?
They can go to our website, ldi.la.gov, Louisiana Department of Insurance.la.gov. Call us, 800-259-5300. Or the best advice is to contact your agent. Your agent can access, in all likelihood, very few agents do not offer coverage access to the National Flood Insurance Program. It's not truly an insurance program. It's a FEMA program underwritten by the federal government, but the government contracts with agents, adjusters, companies to handle the paperwork, the processing, the claims handling, et cetera, for the government, and the government ultimately pays the bills. So contact your agent or call us, 800-259-5300.
In terms of storm damage, whether it's flooding or hurricane or what have you, we've heard complaints from people saying that their insurance companies have jacked them around. They're not getting what they should be getting, especially after the hurricanes. If people are having issues with insurance companies, whether it's the hurricanes from last fall or with this flood that's just happened, what recourse do they have, if any?
Great question, Ian.
Well, absolutely a great question. And the first help that can be accessed is us. Again, the same 800-259-5300. We are right at 1,500 formal complaints as a result of Laura and Delta last year. And with that, we've recovered about $37 million that was in dispute for policyholders before they reached out to us for that help. We are anxious to provide it, and we are expert and can help them through the process. We're not courts. We can't finally resolve irreconcilable differences between a company and its policyholders, but we can offer assistance, guidance, and input on how to go about processing a complaint, a claim after a loss from whether it's a Hurricane Laura, Hurricane Delta. We don't have the same authority over the National Flood Insurance Program. As I said, it's a FEMA program, but we do have access to the people in charge of that program, and we can assist folks even with claims that are in dispute with the National Flood Insurance Program. Ultimately, with 2 years from the date of the hurricane, they can access a lawyer and litigate their claim. But before they do that, something that's little known also is what's called a supplemental claim. If you get a check from your insurance company and you feel like it's inadequate, or as a contractor told me this weekend, in the past couple of months, the cost of lumber has tripled for them, not just in the southwest part of the state, but all across America. Lumber is going through a price crisis at the present time from the consumer's point of view, and has driven up the cost of repairs. The folks from victims of Laura and Delta are very much still in the repair mode, and so they're experiencing that unexpected spike in the cost of materials to put their properties back together. So supplemental claims are available, not just one, 2 or 3 if necessary, in order to fully compensate the victim of a hurricane event, which is what's called first-party coverage. There is no liability issue. It's only a matter of what was there before, what coverage do you have, subject to your deductible, and whether you're adequately and fully compensated for that damage.
Our Louisiana Insurance Commissioner, Jim Donelon, as always, sir, much appreciate all this time you gave us this morning.
Not at all. Glad to do it. I'm sorry about the misunderstanding this morning. The honest answer is I didn't set the alarm. And
we know how that goes.
We know how it goes. We both did that last Monday, so it happens.
It was just your turn.
Every morning at 6:30 and when they told me 6:38 interview, I said, sure, no problem. Happy to do it. And I turned the alarm off this weekend. You know how that goes.
Yep.
Well, sir, thanks. And it was good talking to you.
Take care.
You too.
Take care. Bye-bye.
All right, coming up now on 8:10 on Acadiana's Morning News.